hello there, good morning and welcome to the AM show. A happy Farmers Day to you. I'm sure you're absolutely enjoying the holiday, chilling in bed and watching us from the comfort of your home. Well, thank you for choosing us and welcome once again. Today we celebrate farmers and everybody who is in that supply chain to bring food to our table. And it's an amazing day when we can do that. So we're going to take time in today's show to see what's really happening for Farmers Day this year. Also, well, COVID-19 and the entertainment industry. We're expecting so many tourists this year. So of course, as Christmas comes closer, we're looking forward to all the concerts and the programs and the parties and all the things that make Christmas here in Ghana. But how would that be affected by the new variant that has been discovered? Well, we'll have a conversation with some industry players and find out exactly what that means for us. Also, the presidential debate for Musica is happening tomorrow. We're going to have those who are running here with us in studio because we'd really like to know how they plan to move music forward here in Ghana, put us on the international stage and show the world what we really have. So very interesting conversations coming up for you this morning. My name is Enimoa Enimado and I'll be here with you until 9 a.m. Coming up next is the AM News. Stay tuned in. Hello, good morning and welcome to the AM News. Our very first story, Parliament has set up a 20-member team to resolve the stalemate over the approval of the 2022 budget. The leadership of the House have themselves acknowledged that the recent developments don't augur well for parliamentary democracy, hence the need to build consensus. You'll recall that the minority last Friday voted to reject the policy document amid claims it will further impose hardships on the ordinary Ghanaian due to the introduction of what has been described as obnoxious taxes. However, the majority group on Tuesday, set aside the ruling of Alban Backbin, affirming the rejection of the budget last week, Friday. The minority, who were unhappy with the move, also filed a motion of rescission in an attempt to throw out the approval of the budget by the NPP caucus. The Parliamentary Service says it is working to resolve the disagreement. Director of Public Affairs Kate Addo, who is unhappy with the recent developments, has rendered an unqualified apology to the general public, adding there are ongoing talks to settle the impasse.
The opportunity and obviously everybody's anxious to see an end to what he described as the impasse. It's been a very stressful few days, but we want to assure everybody that, as I'm sure everyone is aware of, this is in the best interest of the country. All the parts that are agreeing or disagreeing are doing so based on very deep convictions that have to do with the public interest, and that is what is paramount. We recognize that there have been issues that the public is anxiously waiting to see a resolution, and Parliament finally coming out with solutions to what seems to be major disagreements at the moment. We can, as Parliament, we can assure the citizens that we are working on ensuring that as soon as possible, as soon as practicable, we'll be able to put together a resolution that will serve the interest of each and every Ghanaian. And that is what we are working for. That's what the Parliament, institution of Parliament was actually set up for. And so as soon as possible, Parliament is going to come out with the final resolution to the matter. I can assure you that the leaders, the relevant actors in the game are working together to ensure that we are able to come to some consensus for work in the Parliament to go on. This is the 8th Parliament of the Fourth Republic. 4 times 8 is 24 years. We've come a long way. We are very jealous of the gains that we've made as an institution. We are not about to not let those gains mean something to us. And so would like to assure everybody that as soon as possible, Parliament is coming out with some resolution to the matter, and the relevant people are speaking to each other. And we are hoping for a resolution.
How soon is this resolution going to be?
Well, they are talking, and that is the good thing. Yesterday they were in consultations, and today I know that they are in further consultations as soon as possible. These are issues that have to do with oversight, and it's at the core of what Parliament does. And so it's imperative that every I is dotted and every T is properly crossed. And that's why we are seeing what we are seeing. But I would also like to take the opportunity to explain that the work of Parliament, not just in Ghana, but in Africa, the world over, tend to be sometimes very forceful, especially when people have convictions that they stand by. And so while what is happening may not be the best, it is not out of the ordinary in parliamentary practices the world over. We pray that we don't see things like that in our parliament. But when they happen, or if they happen, I think it's best to know that everything is being done with the utmost interest of the public at heart. We apologize for what may not sit well with people, and we promise that as much as possible, we will work bearing in mind the nuances and the cultural sensibilities of the people that we serve.
Once again.
Now, one person has been confirmed dead and another injured after attempting to slash a police officer with a machete at Spintex Kotobabi in Accra. The squatters attacked a demolition task force led by the Tema Metropolitan Assembly, enforcing the Making Accra Work Again project. There were gunshots after attempts by the police to rescue the works engineer and members of the task force who were evacuating the squatters. Regional Commander of Police DCOP Idi Seidu says the injured person is responding to treatment.
The squatters, who are mostly Nigerians involved in those things, they pounced on the engineer. The police had to rescue him, and in anger they turned on the police, stoning them. The police restrained themselves, but along the way, one of them particularly took a machete, advancing to slash one of the police officers. It's at that point that the police needed to what? Defend themselves. So a shot was given and he fell. He got injured. One other person was also hit, and the police wanted to pick them. Then they picked them. They themselves prevented the police and took them to one of the hospitals nearby. But eventually the police went and rescued them and took them to a police hospital. In the course of treatment, one of them passed, but the other one is undergoing treatment at the police hospital. So while the police were concentrating in ensuring that law and order is here, a section of them passed at the back to go and attack the divisional headquarters. So the divisional commander radioed for reinforcement. So as regional command, we directed all patrol vehicles to move to this direction to support and maintain law and order. And that is why we are here.
Let's go up north now. Now, more than 300,000 people will gain access to basic sanitation services in the Enhancing Wash project being implemented by the global communities and its partners. More than 200,000 people will also be provided with potable drinking water under the project. The aim of the project is to facilitate access to and use of sustainable sanitation and hygiene services in northern Ghana. A report by correspondent Martina Bugri.
The United States, through the USAID, is funding the project at a cost of $45.5 million over the next 5 years to improve water, sanitation, and hygiene practice in Ghana. 30 assemblies in the 5 regions of the North and the Oti region will be supported to enable them achieve 70% of target communities to be certified as open defecation free and 60% of households to adopt and sustain improved wash systems. Speaking at the launch of the project, Country Director of the Enhancing Wash project, Alberto Word, said government will be supported to plan and budget to improve sanitation in the country.
The goal of Enhancing Wash activity is to accelerate sustainable improvement in water and sanitation access and improve hygiene behaviors in target districts. To meet this goal, we are expected to achieve 4 major results. We are to support that the government of Ghana, through the Ministry of Sanitation, Water Resources, and Metropolitan Municipal and District Assemblies, MMDAs, effectively and efficiently plan, budget for, and implement and monitor water and sanitation services and policy. That the government and other actors improve their enabling environment for private sector participation in the wash sector. That citizens adopt and sustain improved wash practices, and that wash services providers adopt improved management, operational, and finance models.
Director of Water at the Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources, who represented the sector minister, Donna Koblate, said the project is timely considering these regions are already lagging behind when it comes to sanitation.
Evidence from the 2017-2018 multiple indicator cluster survey reveals that these regions have low sanitation coverage figures as compared to the other regions. Her Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I must admit that I am happy that this project will not only focus on promoting the construction of household and institutional latrines, but will also continue to facilitate a change of behavior.
Ambassador to Ghana, Stephanie Sullivan, said 1% of the country's population still lack clean drinking water, facing women and children struggle each day to support their families.
One of the foundations of good health is clean water.
Peritoneal dialysis is a treatment for kidney failure that uses the lining of the abdomen or belly to filter blood inside the body. The starting price for this treatment is 2,000 Ghana cedis, which is unbearable for the poor that visit the Komfanoche Teaching Hospital for treatment. The Rotary Club of Kumasi East has donated items worth $7,500 to equip the health center with medical equipment to aid smooth health delivery. Bilkis Mohammed has more in this report.
Edu Boache donated these items to help patients who are unable to pay for their treatment. President of Rotary Club of Kumasi East, Nana Ayensu Boahene, was grateful to the family for their gesture and appealed to other philanthropists to support such initiatives to alleviate some of the hardships people go through.
There are a lot of people out there who I believe are in better positions than even us to assist in such cases. So I would like to appeal to everybody who is hearing my voice. It is not just about being a member of a Rotary Club or a Lions Club or any other such groupings, but I would like to encourage people to at least visit such institutions and find the need to be able to alleviate some of the hardships that parents and the authorities who are supposed to take care of these situations go through.
The items donated were wheelchairs, peritoneal dialysis tube catheter, and other peritoneal dialysis kits. Dr. Enima Safo, the head of Pediatrics Nephrology Unit of the Child Health Directorate at the Komfanoche Teaching Hospital, was grateful for the gesture and appealed to the government to make acute and chronic dialysis treatment free for children.
The hospital usually procures the consumables for us. And you know, once the hospital buys it, it's not free anymore. And unfortunately, it's not on the national health insurance. So you have to pay from pockets. And fortunately, unfortunately, the patients we have, most of them are poor. So if you look at the number of children who undergo chronic dialysis, it's just a minute number. And the cost can be easily absorbed by the national health insurance. So our appeal is that dialysis for children should be on the national health insurance.
So far, 254 lives have been saved through peritoneal dialysis since its inception in 2011 at the Okomfanochi Teaching Hospital. Bilkis Mohammed's report read to you.
Rising dumps and upward flow of moisture through permeable wall structure has been identified as a major phenomenon in Ghana's building industry. This canker frequently shortens the life of buildings and causes health issues for their occupants. Exhibitors and building specialists promise to bring answers to this problem at the Love FM DBS Habitat Fair in Kumasi, which started yesterday. Mona Lisa Frimpong reports.
Buildings are huge investments, and therefore it is necessary that we ensure that we have value for the capital we invest into these buildings. Unfortunately, due to poor construction practices, many buildings are facing defects such as rise and dump and others. That is why the Love FM Habitat Fair is here for you, to provide all the solutions you might need to ensure that your building is in the right state. Rise and dump is the #1 cause of decay to the individual units of buildings. This reduces the lifespan of buildings and causes health-related problems to occupants. The Habitat Fair will offer solutions to these challenges. Rexford Brobe is the director of Heinz Feet Enterprise.
A lot of factors are accountable to that. One is water, which are not draining very well in the house. So when water seeps into the walls, that is what causes the dump rise. So for that reason, a lot of times we encourage people to put plastic sheet on the foundation level before they start the superstructure, because that controls the capillary rise of the moisture from the ground up. And again, so for instance, pavement blocks, if you have very low density blocks or bricks, that also absorbs the water when it rains and all that. And that is what affects the building structure with all this peeling on the walls. I mean, I'm a victim of that. I've spent money to renovate my house, but it still didn't work.
Mr. Brobe encourages prospective homeowners to seek the advice of construction experts before building.
Yeah, they have to go for the right material. In the future, when I'm building another house, from the foundation to the, the window level, I think I will go for something which is more water resistant, like quarry dust, just to build my blocks. But I mean, I'm talking about strong block work, which is able to resist absorption of water and all that.
Lead sponsor of the Habitat Fair, DBS Industries, promises to make products affordable to help support such challenges.
Sometimes when you get good concrete products, you just don't need to buy a lot of plastic rubbers. You see, the combination of the normal wayside people, they don't mix the mixture proportionately. They just do a lot of sand, a little of cement. But for DBS concrete products, it has been tested. And so all the proportion of materials are on plate. So getting DBS concrete products, we are good to go.
Frank Abwaje Denyansa of the Ghana Real Estate Developers Association has also been sharing financing options available for prospective homeowners.
There are so many packages at the fair where patrons would have that option to either acquire land and pay in bits, because I asked that what will it take for a young person to use 5 years to acquire land and then use about 10 years to build. So if you are 25 years and use 5 years to buy the land, you'll be 30. Then use 10 years to build, you're still within the age of 40. And it means that it's never too late. And those who are about 45 years would have option of engaging mortgage packages, which will be spread over a period which is less than 15 years, because the duration to their retirement is getting closer.
Mr. Abwaje Denyansa explains how individuals can avoid rise and dumps in their structures.
So this year's Habitat Fair is coming to provide the solution for anyone who has a problem with housing. And over the past week, we've explained on the housing processes. If you go across the country, you would have so many houses at different stages of completion. Some at the foundation level, some at the window level, some at the lintel level, some at the roofing stage, some after roofing they've rendered, which is the plastering, but they've not been able to complete. Some they've tried completing, is still not working, and all these people have problems. Those who have even finalized the building itself have issues when you see what we call the damp-proof. The base of the building starts peeling off. We have solutions at the fair.
Be sure to make the wisest of decisions, and that is by being at the Kumasi City Mall this Friday, Saturday and Sunday for the Love FM Insura FM DBS Habitat Fair. See you there. From Kumasi for Joy News, Mona Lisa Frimpong reporting.
All right, well, that's it for the AM news. But of course, the AM show continues, and we'll be diving right into the newspapers after this. Don't go anywhere. Well, hello there. Welcome back. This is still the AM show. And we're diving into the newspapers. And Manuel, my good friend, is joining us this morning.
I'm your good friend now. Hi, Eniwa, who's all gowned up. I mean, what's happening? It's Father's Day.
Elevated to friendship level.
Okay. When
I'm gowned up going where?
I'm asking you. I mean, you're the one who's gowned up, not
I'm
me.
going to church.
Oh.
After church, I'm singing in church this morning.
You
and
are?
Yes, I felt like wearing white.
I see.
So I'm not gowned up. I'm just wearing white. And you guys are so dramatic. So dramatic. It's not even funny. Anyway, so yeah, how are you?
Well, I'm okay, and I hope our farmers are okay also. Happy Farmers Day to all of them.
Yeah, happy Farmers Day to all of our farmers. There's been a lot of issues around farming this year. Fertilizer unavailability, prices going up, so many.
But in the mix there somewhere we got, body and almost 4 cities. Did you get some?
Really?
Oh yeah, the minister himself. He says 4 cities.
The minister is always giving wrong prices. So the whole year has been giving wrong price. I don't know what market he's been shopping from. Every single time he's come and he said something is the price of something, and I go to the market, it's actually not. So maybe he has a private market in his backyard, maybe somewhere in his village.
Anyone, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I brought it up.
No, I have major issues with him because throughout the year, every time that we've expressed concerns about things, he kind of always downplays it. Oh, it's not that bad. Oh, it's this. Oh, that'll be this. I'm like, look, like this, we don't have that. It's okay. This is where I am.
But of course,
I end it.
We hope that all the loopholes within the value chain, of course, are plugged in. Then the farmers who are putting in the work,
the loopholes won't be plugged in.
Well, I'm just hoping against hope, right? That all the things that we know, right, should be done, we can't actually do them, but have refused to do them. I'm hoping that this year, maybe next year, all of us will have a change of mind. And Kwitinati's report on missing kilos, where the LBCs, the license buying companies, some of them adjust their scales to pay less to the farmers and all of that. So, I mean, it's not just about the minister or about the farmers or what have you. It's an entire value chain with carriage, our road networks are really bad, so that we can even produce the best of goods from the farms, and then they will end up getting rotten in the farms.
Transit. Transit.
Exactly. And so, I mean, it's a whole big deal, because if we were looking to be self-sufficient, we should.
Food-wise, then it's important. But happy Farmers Day, anyway, so all the farmers out there who work hard to bring us good produce. So, okay, do you want to start?
Yes, I want to start from Ashanti region on the front page of the Daily Graphic, reporting truth and accuracy every day. Asantehene tax IGP to hunt for illegal arms on page 13 of the paper. Great time to invest in Ghana, President tells black businesses in the USA. And of course, he also received an award from, the black community in the US, the legislative like a black legislative caucus in the U.S. Of course, Billy Mitchell giving him that award on the front page of the Daily Graphic.
The award was for what?
Well, he was awarded. Let me just get that for you. He was awarded in here as having. Well, it's there somewhere. I'll find it for you. I'll find it for you before the paper review ends. But he was awarded for championing, the black agenda, and
the black agenda.
Yeah, anyway, you can't take it from me. From Year of Return to Beyond the Return, and now he's there again, wooing them to come back.
He's championing the black agenda way.
Oh, he's looking out for the entire diaspora. He says, come back home.
He should look out for Ghana, that's all. He shouldn't look out for the diaspora.
Well, they're part of Ghana anyways.
I don't know what blackness he's championing. We are all black here in Ghana. Ghanaians are black. So who else are you?
Well, he's championing
He's the president. That's his reasonable service.
Yes.
Is he being awarded for his reasonable service?
No. But he's doing something extra. Of course, he could stay with what you're saying. He could stay with what you're saying.
He's doing something extra in the budget.
Well, I don't know about the budget.
How's your pockets doing? Let's talk about that.
Well, my pockets is not so. I'm not the person who's giving him the award. I'm just telling you what the people decided to award him for. My pocket. I don't know anyone.
They should stop that, Charlie.
No, can't you be happy for the president?
For who?
Oh. Papa, no, yeah, dear. For the black community.
In where? Like black community where?
I mean, he's of course the ECOWAS chair, of course, pushing policies to get the diasporans to come back not only to Ghana but the entire West African sub-region. That's what we know that he's been doing, and of course Ghana has been taking the lead on that with the Year of Return. It was massive, you'd agree. Beyond the Return, of course,
was you get some assistants director of communications for the presidency job where you no talk as a
I beg you, Brian Breno. Anyways, that's what the Daily Graphic is reporting. Also, today is National Farmers Day on page 20. And PNM is urging MPs to exhibit statesmanship on page 13.
The word cries, but the statesmanship has to be defined, so that they know what statesmanship is, because they'll come and interpret this to mean 5,000 different things. The whole week I've been listening to them, and 2 articles or whatever it is, that 104, 109, they interpret it and go round and round, go round and round. The speaker should just come home, like Alban Bagbin, wherever you are in this world. We beg you, just come home.
You come back 40.
Because as soon as he comes, it actually ends the 1 step. Then we don't mind. He can come. Today is what? Friday.
Yeah.
So he can, finish up everything, pack his things on Saturday, get a flight on Sunday.
And then go back.
Be here by Sunday evening. Monday morning, we can start. We don't mind. We can start the whole thing.
But to be fair, yesterday we know that there's a 20-member committee that was set up by Parliament with exclusion.
That's for setting up committees.
I agree with this particular committee because I think given the numerical strength of both the NPP and the NDC in the House, some of these things are bound to happen on a regular, especially when there are issues of really high stakes on the floor. And so you need this committee. I didn't think it should be made, a standing committee so that consensus building. The committee should settle the issues before we come to the floor. Otherwise, we were reporting chaos in Parliament.
You've been following the news, the whole Parliament thing, right? The majority of the argument in the past 1 week has been whether the first deputy speaker is an MP or whether he's a speaker.
Yes.
If Mr. Bagbin was at home here,
we
have been having that.
No.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But we would have had a walkout, for instance, because when he was around, yes, but all of that will be solved.
But we would have had 138, or we would have had 137, 137. We would have had them. Those who have traveled and came and didn't come, and people who came and who weren't people but came.
But so what? I'm getting a sense, Adjoa, for instance, has been on extended medical leave since August. She came. Please, I'm talking about Adjoa for the MP for don't coming. I don't know which way you're talking about else. But she came, even though she was on medical leave.
The first day or the second day?
The second day.
Ah, okay. The third day, the second day, the third day.
Oh no, she was in on Tuesday. She was in on Wednesday. Yeah, she's been around. And yesterday,
hoping against hope that it was her bookcase.
I don't have any evidence as it stands now to claim that it wasn't her.
Okay.
She signed in, and the records in Parliament showed that she signed in. How did she sign in if it wasn't her?
People's signatures there, yeah. Anyway,
yes.
Point was what?
So I'm making the point that if they can be this punctual to Parliament, you know, we've been talking about their truancy, their absenteeism, and not dedicating time to the parliamentary work and so on and so forth. Well, this is getting all of them to come to the House, and at least we get to see our MPs in the House.
Behave, pull chairs.
Well, that's
fight,
one. That's
push people.
Well, that's one of it.
People.
That's one of it, because in the other breath also you have them listening to folks who submitted memoranda on the LGBT bill, and so I mean you can look at it the way you want to look at it, but at least the bottom line is that they come to work. And for me, you're paying you to do the work. Come to work.
But coming to work and not working, coming to work and coming to fight. If you came to work and you came to fight the whole day, you didn't do any reports, you didn't do the news. Will Elvis be upset with you or he'd be happy that, oh, man, all showed up to work, so we must thank God. Go on prayer and fasting, wear ashes and sackcloth that you showed up.
Well, before now, they were not showing up.
So we are grateful that they showed up.
Which would you like better, that they didn't show up?
They shouldn't show up so that we know their incompetence is clearer than it is now.
You have nothing to do about that. They are not showing up. You have nothing to do about it.
Okay, so it's better that they show up and fight.
And do the work, which sometimes degenerates into fighting.
Sometimes. Okay, you haven't finished the daily graphic.
The daily graphic, and this is an issue that's been running for, I think, close to 2 months now.
Which one? The president gets
court? No, the court rescinding the bench warrant for the arrest of Susu.
It's Charlie.
Yes, it is
the Chronicles of Susu.
I think we should write a book about the Chronicles.
It's just been going on for forever.
You know, musical chairs that he's playing with the courts. But at the end of the day, the Kaneshi District Court, which actually gave the bench warrant, has rescinded that particular decision. And so for now, until the police is able to get another bench warrant, Susu is a free man.
Okay.
And so we are hoping to see how that ends. On the back page though, Kolebu Teaching Hospital opens new dialysis center. Good news for all those with kidney issues. And COVID-19 vaccines are safe. Pharmaceutical Society assures the public, and so we want to go out and take your job, please.
Okay, I'm going to go in. Okay, never mind. Let me just go to the Daily Guide. O24 tasks IGP on guns. Jinapo schools MPs on quorum. Opuni opens defense. This case too has been going on
for years.
For a long time. U.S. legislators give Nana prestigious award. Insurrection hungry Captain Smart arrested. Oh God. Okay, so let me do some international stories. Russia warns of military confrontation nightmare. Nigeria school children drown after boat capsizes. Oh, that's so sad. 29 bodies recovered so far. There's 13 bodies more that they're looking for. May your souls rest in peace. That's really sad. Kenya's president gets sums wrong in national address. Omicron drives major surge in South Africa COVID cases, and Omicron variant now dominant in South Africa. Okay, so President Akufo-Addo has told the black business community in the U.S. about the numerous investment opportunities currently existing in Ghana. Okay, so he talks about all of that. I really want to find exactly what that award was for. It doesn't actually really say in the Daily Guide.
The award? Well, it is the award for the International Nation Builders. In fact, it is the first ever International Nation Builders Award, which was presented to President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo by the National Black Caucus of State Legislators in the U.S. And so you wanted it, now you have it. You have any problem with that?
No, please don't send nude pictures, police officers to young girls. That story on page 7 of the Daily Guide. Police chasing clearing agent for stealing car. Valco supports Kumasi Children's Home. Center spread. Miss Ghana arrives in Puerto Rico for Miss World 2021. Rihanna pregnancy rumor goes viral. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. We are on course for Defense Government social interventions, changing lives in Zongo communities. The Zodi factor. The Musica presidential debate is tomorrow, and we'll be having guests in the studio this morning talking about them. It'll happen at the Labadi Beach Hotel. And it's being organized actually by Showbiz A to Z, empowered by Joy Entertainment. It'll be live on Showbiz A to Z tomorrow between the hours of 2 and 6. Now, this presidential debate will focus on key areas affecting the development of Ghana music industry, and questions would seek to elicit solution-based responses from the presidential candidates. Now, the 3 who are standing for Musica president are Bessa Simons, Ras Caleb, Apia Levi, and Deborah Freeman. So should be interesting. Tomorrow, Veep gives swag, big cash, Safa boss mad at FIFA, Goldfields PGA Golf tees off, and Gold Star Air supports Street Academy with boxing equipment. And that's it for the Daily Guide. Do you have
Well, the Ghanaian Times from the front page, of course, reporting that President Akufo-Addo award in the U.S. and also the fact that he's wooing U.S. black businesses to come to Ghana. And so that's what you didn't talk about. You talked only about the award. He's actually courting investment for the country.
Yeah.
And now Ghana detects 34 Omicron COVID-19 variant cases. That's according to Noguchi. And out of 120 samples, 28% of them came positive for Omicron. FDA launches war against expired goods at Xmas with a picture of Delise Mimi Darko, CEO of FD, and government to decorate 150 farmers' fishes at 37th National Farmers' Day celebration today. And so inside the pages, I'll take you to Parliament. You don't like to hear about it, but that's what you have. Yao Petechi reports from Parliament and says that Parliament yesterday adjourned to Tuesday, December 7, 2021, without doing any business, be it private or public. The House, which commenced sitting around 1:30 p.m., lasted about 5 minutes before adjourning after prayers were said. Presided over by the second Deputy Speaker and MP for Formina Andrews Amwakwesiamas, the House did not even consider the votes and proceedings of Wednesday's sitting. So it's another showdown on 7th December. Last year, it was the day we decided to give them 137. This year is the day we decide whether we are proud of what we did
That's a good
or we are not proud of what we did. And so more stories in here. The Chief of Staff, Madame Frema Osel-Pare, has been speaking. She says government will break all barriers to education, access to healthcare, and support for persons with disabilities.
When?
She's been speaking at the University of Ghana.
When
would they do that?
These barriers? Because they have how many years more? 3 years?
3 years. 3 years.
So they didn't do it in the 5?
You see?
I'm sorry, I know I'm asking you these questions. I'm not
a government spokesperson. Ladies and gentlemen of the viewing public, I don't know what anyone is, but government is a continuum, that I know. And the problems are...
I come to speak big English and ask this
I don't know. The problems are...
Which government is a continuum? Which one? Which project does MPP start? Does NDC can't finish? Which project does NDC start that MP can't finish? Do they not always say this one? If they were actually... but if they were actually a continuum or a wine, whatever it is. No. Like Saglemi, for example, which is sitting there, the houses, nice houses. Every time I'm going to a dine, I drive, I see them.
That's terrible.
The MPP government that have been in power for 5 years could have finished it and actually got it functional. But we are keeping it there as a monument of the failure of the past governments. So which one is the continuum?
Well, we know that there's an investigation.
Or they should stop that. They can't the investigation, no. What do they want to get back some of the money or see if there was corruption?
Yeah.
So in the meantime, the houses should rot.
it's a process. You can't pay anybody if the person...
It's like, for example, you're at a chopper,
Yeah.
and you are a chopper owner, and you've made fufu and soup to sell. Now you are saying one of your workers has stolen one goat from the soup. So because of that, your customers are there, you won't let them buy because you are investigating the missing goat meat in the soup. So the soup is sitting there, the fufu is there, the sun is hot, the fufu is becoming peche. And you are sitting there investigating who stole the meat. Once you are waiting to find out who stole the meat, the whole food is spoiling. That's exactly what, and it's not like I'm having a go at just one. That's exactly what they do. Every time there's a, I mean, look at UGMC, until we made noise. If it wasn't for COVID, I'm sure by now, like it would just be there.
And I agree. I mean, I don't have anything to say about that. You're right. I agree.
Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation.
But the running mate to John Mahama in the 2020 elections, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, who is also a former vice chancellor of University of Cape Coast, is saying that really the witch camps that we have in this country, all of them put together, they are blot or an indictment, as she said, on Ghana's society's conscience. Because, I mean, you can't...
Does the society's conscience know that it's a blot on them?
Well, perhaps that's why she's saying, you don't know? Because and we've had this conversation about early marriages, okay? In some particular jurisdictions, okay? They feel that it's part of their culture to get the girls in there, get them married. I mean, forget about school, get them in the kitchen, marry them off to some alaji or to some osofo, whatever it is. Just get them going. And in as much as we disagree, we are always campaigning against that, some people think that it's right. And that is why you can't say it enough. You really can't say it enough. I
just asked you a simple question.
Does the society know?
That it is a why on their conscience.
I think we have to ask society.
I think so.
Just
that they know that it's a, I mean, anyway.
Hey, Musica. This gown, please don't wear it again.
Bring the story back if you want to, please.
So there are more stories in the daily graphic that I'm going to give to you.
Okay.
Of course, as we're celebrating the Farmers' Day, there's also an issue of security, and that's what the Asantehene is tasking the IGP to do. The IGP has been touring the Ashanti region, and he actually...
I have a question.
Okay. What's your question? To me or to IGP or to Asantehene?
To the atmosphere. So Asantehene is tasking the IGP to hunt for illegal arms.
Yes, yes.
How different is this from the Volta regional chief who asked the
the education minister.
Education minister to come and
complete the...
What did the president say?
Well,
I dare the president to give the Asantehene the same answer. I dare him. I dare him.
No, but I don't know what you're trying to do here.
I'm not trying to do anything.
I don't know what you're trying to do here, but the handlers of the president, and in fact, people in government have said that was a really light comment, which came out wrong. And so...
I'm just saying that he should just make another light comment
for it to come out wrong.
Asking the IG.
But then where will be the place of learning and correction?
There's no place of learning here.
Okay.
That is good for the goose. It's good for the gander. Anyway, I hear Captain Smart was arrested yesterday, so I better behave, or he's been released. Then it's just a few hours.
Hey, relax, buddy.
Come and find me. I'll be in church in Hacho. Please.
I mean, on a more serious note, you are having a proliferation of illegal
You're
arms.
having a wine.
They say two, no, and then I'm crum unregistered, and you don't know where they came from. You know, just 2 days ago at Spintex, there was a demolishing exercise.
Yeah.
They were brandishing guns, you know, threatening to shoot.
I mean,
this is Ghana.
And you're like, where did y'all get these guns from? Hook me up.
Whoa! No, don't hook me up, bro. and that, I mean, there's an entire process for registering.
Licensing and registration
exactly.
of a firearm.
And that process includes...
The process has gone on leave. They are not back.
No, but the process is actually live now, today. If you want to own a firearm, there's a process that you can go through. You have to actually write to the Interior Minister. All of these processes, they are there. But the most important one for me is a psychological check of the applicant, so that we're able to tell. Of course, it's part of the Interior Ministry's processes.
So it's done by psychologists?
Psychologists, yes. We would check to see if
we should try and go through the processes and see how well it works.
Yes,
that would be
would have to do that. We should check whether you are able to, keep your temperament in check and not just flare up and
get excited and
get the gun and begin shooting.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me, Manuel.
Anytime, and I like your gown.
It's been... Did I say thank you very much? I was going to say it's been a pleasure, but I changed my mind. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, but let me tell you about the Ghana Football Association, which has created a new structure for Ghana football with the introduction of a Super League. Now, this move is being contested by members of the association. Also, the Ministry of Health has announced that effective January 2022, one will require vaccination to access certain events, including Ghana League centers. Joy Sports' Muftau Nabila Abdullahi caught up with the Secretary General of the Ghana FA, Prosper Harrison-Addo, for a detailed conversation on these issues.
Hello everyone, I am Muftau Nabila Abdullahi. Today I'm having a special conversation with the Secretary General of the Ghana Football Association. They recently organized their 27th Congress at the Ghana Soccer Center of Excellence, which is the technical center of the football governing body. A lot of issues were discussed, and we are here to get some clarity on some of them, especially the new pyramid for Ghana football that many people are beginning to ask themselves by 2022-2023, how many teams are going to be playing the Division 1 league? He's got that answer to share with us, and many other things his secretariat is doing to ensure that football rise to the peak everyone is seeking for. The person I am here with is lawyer Prosper Harrison-Addo. Lawyer, a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you here at the Ghana Football Association.
Lawyer, first of all, let me have a clear idea on the new pyramid for Ghana football that the FA discussed at your recent Congress. Does it suggest that by 2022-2023, we'll have at least 30 Division 1 clubs demoted to keep it at 18?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Rather, for Division 1, we have 48 clubs.
48 clubs, yes.
Yes. Don't forget, in the statute, the GFA statute that was promulgated, if you look at the transitional provision, and this issue was one of the issues that even had during the Congress that passed the regulation into force, you realize that there was caucus meeting and then the class will go out and go and meet and come back. Because at the time, the idea from the normalization and the FIFA team was that 48 Division 1 is a no-no, and so it has to be cut down. Eventually, it was agreed and it was put into the transitional provision that should be 18. Okay. So that statutory provision is already there. So to get it done, what we've done in terms of the pyramid is to have a 18-club national Super League.
18-club national Super League.
Yes.
And not Division 1 league.
No, the naming. We'll come to the name. Let's look at the pyramid first. So when you come from the Premier League, you come down to the Super League. And the Super League is nationwide in character. So the Division 1 league that will play this year also going to be very, very competitive because of these reasons I'm going to give. The champions or the winners of each zone would advance to the Premier League.
Premier League.
Yes. And 3 current Premier League clubs will drop. When they drop, they will drop to their
various zones.
The Super League. No, they will drop to
the Super League. Okay.
So they are the first, let's say they are the first candidates of the
Super League.
Yes. And then second, the winners have gone to Premier. So second to 6th 6th position, that will give you 5 clubs each.
Yeah. So
15.
from all the zones, that will be 15 teams.
15 teams.
Yes.
Those 15 teams will join
the demoted class from the Premier League.
Correct.
Yeah.
To form 18. They will be the Super League.
Okay.
And their league will be
national.
National.
Okay.
In
nature.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't forget the Ghana Premier League is moved to a different company managing it.
Yes.
So this league will be the top tier that the GFA will manage.
Oh, okay.
And the GFA will manage it like the Premier League.
Premier
so
League.
that standard will be Premier League standard.
Okay.
That Super League will be Premier League standard managed by the
Ghana FA.
FA. Okay. Of the clubs that are left on the tables, this Division 1 league that will play the table.
Yeah.
So from 7th to 16th, 7th to 16th, those clubs will be taken and they will go to their regions. We'll arrange them by their regions.
Okay.
Okay, when we arrange them by their regions, we'll get certain numbers.
Okay.
So when you get those numbers, now the regional Division 2 leagues that they will play.
Yeah.
So assuming Greater Accra, you have, let's say, 5 that are remaining from the Division 1.
Yeah.
There will be clubs from Division 2 per their...
Yeah, yeah. But their structure of also qualifying.
Yes.
Yeah.
In terms of ranking, they would come and join to form a 16 club
for their region
championship.
Okay. For a specific region.
Yes, for each specific region.
Okay.
So we'll have Greater Accra Regional Championship,
Yes.
Ashanti, Bronga Ahafo, the RFA structure. So we'll have 10 of them.
Okay.
But they will not be run.
100.
That will be 160 clubs.
160, 16 regions, yeah, 160 clubs.
So 10 regions per the 16 teams each. That will give us the championship, the regional championship. Those regional championships will not be run by the RFA. It will be run by the GFA Division 1 standard.
Okay.
Division 1 standard. But you play within your region so that it cuts travel costs and everything.
Yeah.
But I repeat, Division 1 standard. So you will not play on Division 2 standard pitch.
Okay.
It will be Division 1 standard pitch.
Okay.
If it means we play, because we are in the same region, so if it means we play that game centers with Division 1 standard, that will be done.
Okay.
And it will be run by the FA Division 1 standard.
Okay.
So that's why I said they are not demoted.
Yeah.
They all have Division 1 standard.
Yeah.
Yes. And so we have a lot of teams that would have to come to the plate in terms of Division 1 standard. That's strengthening our pyramid and then making our game even more. So we have a lot of teams playing at that high standard.
Yes.
And then also in terms of expectation and everything, they develop better.
So, lawyer, if I were a club owner, I would be saying that, okay, so what it means is that if I'm not part of the first 6 teams at the end of the season, what it means is that I'm dropping to the Super League, isn't it?
If you are 1 to
1 to 6, you are in the Division 1, right?
Yes, current Division 1 that you are going to play.
Yes.
If you are 1, you go to Premier. If you are 2 to 6,
yes,
Super League.
Okay, so
7 to 16, Championship.
So the ultimate goal of me as a Division 1 club is to qualify.
Yeah.
So now that you are coming to a Super League, if I play the regional championship, am I qualifying to the Super League before I'll qualify to Division 1 and subsequently to the Premier League? Or how is it going to be?
So when, at the end of, so let's jump to end of next season.
Okay.
End of next season, the winners of the championship, the 10 championship, they will meet in what we call the championship playoffs.
Okay.
So the championship playoffs will be at a venue.
Okay.
TV.
Like we have at Wembley.
Yes. Okay. Everybody watching.
Yeah.
Fully branded, and it's a whole tournament on its own.
Yeah.
That's the championship.
No, we have 16 teams.
No, 10. 10 championships. So 10 winners.
But the regions are 16.
No, the clubs in each championship is 16.
Oh, okay.
But the championship are 10.
Okay.
Yes, so the 10 champions will meet and then they will play.
Okay.
And then 3 would advance to the Super League.
So it means that the structure will now going to be that you advance from the championship to the Super League and subsequently
to the Premier.
Wow.
Yes, same like the English did with the Premier. Their championship is the second tier before the League One.
The league.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know if I'm going to be crying more than the bereaved because you are going to manage it. And if you're going to manage it, you have the Super League that you're already managing, then the championship you are going to manage it. That's quite expensive, isn't it?
Yes, but in the final analysis, it will be better managed than currently.
Okay.
Currently, 48 teams, you go to any negotiations for sponsorship, it has been really, really difficult. The number scares people.
Okay.
Yes, the number scares people, and then the history also scares people. So we need to re-engineer it. When I go and sit down and I'm talking about the Super League, it's only 18, and it's manageable. So, and then when you go to the championship, these are per region. So the Greater Accra Championship,
for a specific region.
Yes, Greater Accra Championship can have companies in Greater Accra. It's manageable system to take
care of that.
Okay. Ashanti can have, Upper East can have. There are, so for example, there can be maybe an oil company who is stationed at, they have more stations at Upper East, and they will be amenable to sponsor the championship in Upper East because that's their days.
They can get the mileage that they are seeking for.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is segmented and then it can be managed.
Okay, I get that clarity. But now you mentioned sponsorship that got me interested. You've got category sponsors.
Yes.
But the bigger concern has always been the headline sponsor.
Yes. And to which I've said that we don't need a headline sponsor. We need sponsors. And again, in the final analysis, that would help us than to go, because for a number of years now, we go seeking for a title sponsor, and it's a huge challenge in this COVID era, because otherwise we will turn around and say we are selling ourselves short. If I could bring $1 million title sponsorship right now, people will say that but Glow was
paying 2.5 for Hamad.
Yes. So we don't need that, because that quest in this current situation is not yielding.
Lawyer, how much does it cost you to organize the Premier League a year?
It's a lot of money. A lot of money. We can start from officiating. Referees, and don't forget at Congress, even the referees rep, their leader at the Congress, yes, was even saying we should increase their money. Because obviously he's looking at one referee and what we give that one referee. But if you look at the quantum to the league, it's huge. So you look at one referee being paid, so in the budget it was 3 million. It was 3 million.
And he was asking for it to be increased.
Yes, for him. But you see, if you look at the total budget and you look at 3 million just for referees, it's huge.
Let's talk about the no vaccination, no entry policy.
Yes. Which is coming.
Okay. If it is coming, lawyer, tell us. I had the privilege of going through your Congress document. First of all, what influenced that idea?
We do a lot of engagements with the health authorities who have helped us tremendously during this COVID time. And so we, as an association, we have 25% capacity in terms of our attendance, and we are pushing for more. And you can see that the love, some people say the love is back, some say it's coming back.
It is coming back.
Whichever way you look at it, there are more people than the 25 who are interested in going to the matches. So we are in some form of engagement at the background to see the increment of the numbers. And one of the key negotiating factors is the vaccination. Yes, in the countries that have full capacity today, it's because they vaccinated to a point.
A chunk of their population.
Yes. And so we would position ourselves to support government in this quest where we have vaccines and to encourage people to go and get them.
In other words, you want to use football as a tool to get the football community to get vaccinated?
Yes, and if we can do that and get more people to the park, it's good for the clubs, it's good for the competition, it's good for the nation. I always say that in a pandemic, the health laws are what you project first, because you need to save lives because before the economic superstructure will come in. And so we've been helping with the players last year, we do the test and everything. And indeed, if you look at the FIFA document on the return of football, the CAF one, our own match day COVID-19 protocols, it's all to support the health authorities to achieve. Once they achieve, we all achieve. And so whatever advice comes from them, we also project it. We know this will come. And so we are alerting our patrons to be at the forefront and to take the vaccine. We know with football, no mess. When you say today, if you don't vaccinate, you don't enter. A lot of people
will get vaccinated.
And then a lot of people will be in the queues. In terms, so we don't want it to be chaotic. That's why we are alerting
ahead of time. So when do you intend for it to take effect? Because I remember when I spoke to the president, he said with immediate effect. But when I went to the Ghana Premier League venues, I was there on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
No, we said we were waiting for directions.
Okay.
Yes, but when the directions come and they said, this is what you are doing, it takes immediate effect when the directions come.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we are saying people should take the vaccines now before we get there.
The directive.
Yes, because when the directives come, that okay, you can now take full capacity or 80% capacity if you are vaccinated. We don't want then people are rushing. So that's why we are alerting, we are encouraging, and we are pleading with the football-loving community to. The players have done theirs. I've done mine. President have done his.
I've done mine too.
Yes. So we can only encourage our fellow citizens to also do it because it protects all of us.
I have three questions more than we'll go, lawyer. First, the first one is now going to be this. I had the privilege of going through your Congress document for like a week before I came. I noticed that you made a little over 300,000 Ghana cedis from the case. Someone would say COVID played a role because the numbers dropped. For people were not going. You started with empty stadia, then got to a point people were coming and all that. But this directive, you need data to go to your potential partner and tell him that I can guarantee you these balls, this number of eyeballs. But you come up with a directive that many people feel could be counterproductive because people who don't want to get vaccinated will not get vaccinated and they will not come to the stadium. So you've lost that person or you've lost that person.
No, so that is why we started early, so that we will convince that particular fan. It's a enormous game, so each person...
It's not a restrictive thing? It will not be counterproductive?
It is not a risk thing because eventually, if you look around the world, that is where it is going. There are a number of companies, if you are not vaccinated, you won't enter their premises. Because we have to protect lives. See, this whole thing is about protection of lives first. It's not like people we take delight in saying that if you don't vaccinate, don't come. It's the protection of life. Currently, people go and social distancing and everything. This is a unique way of even fortifying the defense we have as human beings against this disease. So we must all come on board. So it will not be only the GFA. We have more numbers. We require more numbers. That's why we are taking the initiative. But guess what? When it comes, it will be everybody. It will be every sector and every institution saying that please vaccinate before you are allowed here. Because you see, together we can fight against the disease. If we are fragmented and some people are doing it, others are not doing it, we will not be that effective. We will not be that effective. So we can only encourage.
going. And usually December is like cocoa season, you know, businesses are doing well because people are eating out, going out more, you know, buying more and all of that. Last year, we had a really difficult time. We had election, and then we had also Christmas, and we kind of, you know, over chilled. And so we saw 330 people die in January alone, which is the highest deaths recorded at a particular point in Ghana. So again, with the new variant, we're kind of wary now because, you know, we know that the way that we behave over December will affect 2022 in terms of COVID cases and deaths and all of that. But the industry, the entertainment industry, of course, will be affected if we're not able to really get a handle on, you know, testing and people coming in and quarantine and all of that. So this morning we're going to have a conversation on that. And joining me is Pep Jr. He is an entertainment pundit and event organizer. Also Kwame Rasta, entertainment pundit and a member of Stone Boys team. I think he does PR. And Ken Saki from Roverman Productions. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Okay, so Kwame, let me start with you. I'm loving the locks this morning, by the way. Absolutely beautiful, but loving that look. So let me start with you. So, I mean, for example, if we're going to take the fact that you work with Stoneboy, you know, so let's talk about concerts and stuff. How much of, you know, the COVID-19 protocols and the scare or the fear around COVID-19 has had to go into your planning of Christmas events? And how much has that affected, you know, the quality, the numbers, you know, and all of that, of whatever you're planning for us this Christmas?
Thank you very much, and good morning to your esteemed viewers and listeners out there. Yes, I mean, I think all facets of life or enterprise have, by this time, grown or gotten used what COVID or the bit about life that is COVID. So yes, we are very much aware, but thankfully it is not news that there is COVID at the height of our festive season, and especially with this latest variant that we are still trying to, in each and every household, trying to figure out what or how bad it's going to get. So yes, and for persons like our outfit who are hoping to cash in on events, I mean, there's been series upon series of meetings that we have had in-house, especially with vendors, and look at what we have up our sleeve for Ghanaians come 21st December at the Grand Arena, where Beanie Man is coming down to support Stoneboy with the Beam concert. Then for us, it's a more dicey situation because a lot of money has already gone down, most of which cannot be refunded if the event doesn't see the light of day. So we are all on our toes and hoping that, I mean, in view of the COVID protocols that the GTA, for instance, has prescribed for persons who want to come and join us celebrate the Beam concert, we are hoping that it will be enough, because ultimately it's about the preservation of life and living beyond today. So yes, we are very much aware, and I am also, I'm sure I speak for other entertainment vendors and organizers by saying that we all want to go do our thing and live, you know, beyond the day. But what else can we do, and how far can we go? Again, there are protocols and prescribed by experts who know better than we do. And the least or the best we can do is to make sure we adhere to it.
Right, okay. It sounds like a mix of hope and, all of that, because it's difficult and we can't really tell what it's gonna look like. Pep, let me talk to you for a second. In terms of organizing events, are you noticing, for example, that people are a bit more reluctant in terms of, putting down deposits, making payments, and all of that because of what potentially could happen, especially with the new variants that we're dealing with? Hello, Pep. Pep, are you there? Okay, I can't seem to connect with Pep, so I'm going to move on to Ken Saki. Nisaki, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Fantastic. So let's talk about theatre for a second. And I think that possibly theatre was one of the areas that was most hard hit by COVID-19. And, you're just kind of opening back up now. I think, from about middle of this year. So, I mean, you hear about a new variant. We saw what happened last Christmas, and and for a sector that has really suffered and really struggled, what are some of the things that come into your mind when you hear, okay, there's a new variant, and we don't know, we'll see how it goes?
Well, good morning to the viewers, and thank you for having me. Clearly, it's a very worrying thing because for those of us in the entertainment industry, having people at one place in an auditorium to watch what we do is how we run our business. Without an audience, you cannot run your business. So anything that threatens that becomes a threat to you. Bottom line affects your cash flow and everything. So that means loss of business for us. So imagine our joy when eventually the theaters were opened and we had to go back to the theater. And now there's a threat of a new variant, which is actually being more deadly than the previous ones. So clearly it sends a little bit of fear. But then we are hopeful that it doesn't get out of hand. And then we're also hopeful that everybody's adhering to the safety protocols and getting vaccinated so that by the time we actually start our festival of plays, we shouldn't have a situation where we may have to stop or not have our shows altogether. So that is our prayer right now. We are working earnestly for that. But we're also hoping that it doesn't get out of hand, by the time we get round to having our shows.
Okay, so, for example, the GFA, the Ghana Football Association, has said that from January 2022, before you can come to the stadium and watch a match or whatever, you need to show that you've been vaccinated. Do you feel like it's going to get to that point, when it comes to theatre? And how is that even going to be implemented? If somebody has bought a ticket and they come, and they haven't been vaccinated or they don't have their card, how do you deal with that?
Sorry. I think that some of the safety requirements in itself, as it is, we are having a little bit of a challenge, sort of trying to enforce some of these things. So, for instance, we are not allowing our people to eat in the auditorium anymore. Previously, they did that, but now that they have to wear masks, throughout, we are not allowing them to eat anymore. They can once in a while take a sip of water or something like that. So we are facing a little bit of a challenge in that. But then again, the ultimate thing is that it's the health of everybody that we are all praying for. So then if it means that you'd have to prove that you've been vaccinated, then I think that it's a step in the right direction. And not just for theater events, I think it's for all shows, because at the end of the day, bottom line, as I mentioned, the health of our audience is key to us. Without an audience, clearly our industry will shut down and then we won't be able to make any money and then we'll be out of business. So I think that if push comes to shove and it comes to that, it may be difficult. We'll have a hard time. I won't say we'll have a hard time, but we'll have quite a challenging moments trying to enforce it. But I think that if push comes to shove, and that means that that's what has to be done for our industry to move on, then I am in for it. Now, that being said, I want to encourage everybody who's watching to also get vaccinated. The vaccine is for our own health, it's for our own good. It's to provide a shield and protection for us, so that it wouldn't have to get to a point where you need a vaccination card to come and watch a play and you don't have one, and so you'll have to come and, face the unfortunate situation of being sent away because you haven't been vaccinated. If it comes to that, then yeah, why not? Because bottom line, we still need to be in business.
All right, Kwame, let me come back to you. Do you feel that at some point you and your team are going to have to insist on seeing vaccination cards before you enter some of these events? And also, I mean, if you don't mind sharing with us, how are you planning to enforce, all the distancing and stuff, at the concert? Because, I mean, Beanie Man is big, Stonebwoy is big, everybody's going to be so excited. People are going to want to take off their masks and sing and all of that. What's the plan for really keeping a handle on the event?
Thank you, Eniwa. The last time we raised this, it was also via Zoom, and I personally had to chime in with the bit that there are severe penalties to be incurred when you flout the laid-down procedures. Now, until about a couple of months ago, I think that was when the GTA issued a directive that persons would have to issue upon arrival at event entrances their vaccination cards. Now, if we flout it, we being the host will be hauled to court. I've seen people being hauled to court for, flouting protocols and were fined hefty fees. Nobody at Benetton Music Group, especially with regards to the investment, and the figures are so scary. And corporate Ghana, we are still counting on to support us. And even without them, Stonebwoy has taken it upon himself to make sure that he invests so much. So we cannot do or go to those heights and something as relatively petty as following simple instructions, spacing the seating arrangement, insisting upon arrival that our guests or patrons issue their vaccination cards or produce them before they. So I think the challenge will be how are we going to confirm that indeed your card is actually legit, your card is valid, and not something else that you are trying to, But again, humans are humans, but at our end, we are putting, at least at the conversation stage, we are aware, and I can assure patrons who would troop in to watch Stonebwoy and Beanie Man perform 21st December at the Grand Arena that we are aware, we are very cognizant of it. We are putting measures in place because I really don't want to be infected by somebody who is just coming to chill. So, I myself value my life. It behoves me to make sure that we are all up and doing and sticking to basic instructions.
All right, sounds good. Ken, let me ask you this, because I think last week you ran a play, The Secret Code of Wives, and so you've had some very recent experience with events. And what was it like? I mean, are people, more compliant now? Are people willing to wear their face masks and, like you said, not eat, social distance, and all of that? Because no matter how much we talk about it, ultimately, it's about compliance.
Yes. We actually started putting in the measures from last year, even before it became fully blown, and then we had to go on lockdown. So we had to start taking down details of people. We insisted on the nose mask wearing and all that, the spacing and all that. So our people are now a bit more understanding. Previously, it was very difficult. I mean, it was very difficult, that for them. And also it's difficult for us because the truth is that let's imagine a national theater takes about 1,500 people, right? So spacing means that that's like, less numbers. But we have to comply. And if we're complying, then you also have to. So right now, I think our people are more compliant. The challenge is the fact that they cannot eat in the auditorium. Like, who does that? I mean, who does that? And also the people who are selling, the snack people and all that, they are also complaining a bit because we are selling their people that they can't eat in the auditorium if they bought food and snacks from them. But I think by and large, people are beginning to understand the bigger picture that government is not doing this because government wants to, deny them their comfort. We are doing this because we want to make everybody okay. We are doing this because we are ensuring that everybody be okay for the next show. So on that note, they are actually understanding, and we are having our own people also. That's our own patrons also educating people and telling them that, look, you guys, it's just for 2 hours. If you don't eat anything for 2 hours, nothing will happen to you, and they're enjoying it, So by and by, our people are understanding that, it's not because we don't like them, but it's because we just want them to be okay. So yes, I think when it comes to compliance, we are going somewhere. Once in a while, there's someone who doesn't understand something, but once we're able to explain to them calmly and let them understand what all this is about, I think that they get it and then they comply.
Okay. That sounds good. Kwame, let me ask you the same question about compliance. What's your plan for enforcement? Because, I mean, your event is going to be big. Definitely, it's big. It's a lot of people. Actually, why don't I start off by asking you about how many people are you expecting for this event?
Okay, so the Grand Arena standing capacity, it has space for in excess 4,000 people. Sitting, you'll be hovering around 3,000. But in view of I want to stick to the protocols, the COVID protocols, and lay down instructions by experts. We know that we cannot do anywhere near 4,000. So that's the more reason the prices are relatively higher this time round. And so even at that stage where ticketing is involved, we are trying to whittle down on expected crowd. And then also on the grounds, I mean, we are very security conscious. We are doing this, the lead company with regards to production is Event Factory, Nabil's Event Factory. They've seen everything before. So experience-wise, I think we take that box. And I mean, joining hands, I think we are more than capable to make sure that preservation of life is paramount with regards to how we let in people.
Okay. I mean, just a point of interest, why didn't you opt for maybe a bigger space like the National Stadium, or something like that? Considering, especially because you're having someone like Beanie Man, coming inside. I mean, did you consider that at all?
Yes. In fact, not just Beanie Man, we have another contract signed by one of the biggest world pop acts. And so that would also be going to break communication in due course. But yes, we did consider the Independence Square actually. But Benetton Music Group and Stonebwoy has the Ashama to the World concert. And that's a more popular standing quotes kind of crowd. And so this is more like an upstate. And again, Stonebwoy by himself could fill the Grand Arena to the brim.
Yeah.
Let alone Beanie Man, even off season, could come to Ghana and fill the Accra Sports Stadium. So yes, I get you, and that's the more reason the pricing for this event straight away cuts or denies a certain crowd.
Okay, now I'm
people.
curious, Kwame, now I'm curious about the pricing. And I'm sure my listeners are like, okay, he said it twice. How expensive is the concert? Because I was already like planning, okay, 21st, I'm doing this. So do you want to just tell us how much it's actually costing so that when you talk about it, we can relate?
Yeah. I mean, for the regular tickets are going for 300 cedis. And even with that, we have limited space allocation for that bracket. So from 300 and then it goes all the way up. I mean, tables, we are selling tables and we are selling them from 25,000 Ghana cedi to 15,000, so we're selling package. And if you can afford, if you're in your company, your family, for the 25,000 Ghana cedi table, I would want to assume that you would assume somewhat, who wouldn't want to risk their lives and following the instructions. Yes, I've put them in a latter phase, but that brought to bear so even in fact, I myself wish that we were doing this at the Independence Square, which originally was the plan, but it just didn't happen, Yeah.
Okay. I mean, well, thank you for that. And now I think we get a better understanding of what you mean by, the prices alone will definitely whittle down, the numbers, and so it won't be as many. The thing though about Stonebwoy is that he's an absolutely brilliant performer, live performer. I saw him at his last concert and I was blown away. So, I mean, I definitely get that. But let me come back to you, Ken. So, I mean, do you have a plan B for if, there's some more restrictions that come with the introduction of the new variant? What's the way forward for you as a theater, company?
I think that the worst that can happen to us is another lockdown. And when it comes to that, there's something that we did, I think, at the last festival before we came. We did both a live in-house show and a virtual show and an online show. So I don't know if, clearly we are not praying for a lockdown because things will go very way. But we could look at live streaming as well. So would have to ask for a special permission to get maybe only the performers into the National Theatre and see how best we can bring the shows to the people virtually. That is also fun. That is also exciting. But you see, the kind of work that we do, it's almost always exciting. It's much more exciting if you have everybody in there, where you're getting the feedback from the audience direct, And then we also preach that because our place is to enrich the family. So then we say that it's from the grandpa to the grandchild. We encourage families to go out, So then what use will it be if everybody is still staying home and watching it online? Yes, we understand if it's for health purposes, fantastic. However, we are praying that it doesn't get to that point where there'll be a lockdown. However, if there are other restrictions apart from a lockdown, we are willing to comply. I mean, we are already putting our people through a lot, and we know that if push comes to shove, we'll step up and ensure that everybody's safe. Because as I said, safety is key for us. That's paramount for everything. So we'll put in extra measures. Currently, we've actually increased online engagement so that you don't need to go out and run around if you want to buy a ticket. You can just buy it online on your mobile phone, and then you can come to the gate and show it to us. And then, I mean, everything is almost virtual. You come there, you wash your hands already. Your mask is on. The sanitizers are there. One of our partners actually would bring sanitizers. So we actually give out sanitizers as well. Like you can't eat in there. We keep the spacing. If you come as a family, then you came together. That one we can group you in one side, but we still leave the spacing for the others, who are coming in and all of that. And we ensure clean, safe environments for our people as they actually have fun during the Christmas festivities. And also starting from this weekend, we started last weekend, but also this weekend as well. The Street Code of Wives is running, and then we've been practicing this safety measures since.
Okay, well, that sounds good, and I hope that everything goes well. I'm really excited. I'm back on stage with Roverman on the 2nd of January during Festival of Play. So we're hoping that, nothing crazy happens, and we can definitely do that.
We actually miss you on stage.
Yes. I have to learn my lines and all that, but yeah, back on stage, and it's great. It's great. Feels good. All right, Ken, let me let you go. Thank you so much for joining us. And you can catch the Secret Code of Wives tomorrow and Sunday, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. at the National Theatre. You can grab your tickets from Joy FM here, Bachona Shell, Airport Shell. You can also get it at the National Theatre, or you can go online.
Yeah.
And grab a ticket as well.
Star 713 star 5 star 5 hash. Star 713 star 5 star 5. So let me take it again. Star 713 star 5 hash, and you get it. I don't know why the numbers are missing here.
I don't know why.
713 star 5 hash. So the 5s are 2 actually. Star 713 star 5 hash. And then bring your mobile phone to the gate, and we'll sort you out.
Star 713 star 5 hash.
Exactly. Thank you. Maybe I should find something to eat this morning.
Yeah, you should. You should. Thank you so much, Ken. Have a fantastic holiday. Let me finish up with you, Kwame, so I can let you go as well. So what do we have to look forward to? Concert coming up, COVID-19, all of that. What do you have for us?
I mean, like I did say earlier on, for us at Benetton Music Group, it's more of there is always the next day to look up to, and we have said our prayers. We have made the right investments. We've confirmed our international acts, and we have packages on www.thebeamconcert.com. And once you log on, you're going to have you get where you belong and do the right payment. I mean, you follow the instructions, you are able to pay for what you can afford. But again, these are very limited seats in view of everything that we stand for, and the fact that we still want to, in the face of this unfortunate pandemic and the new variant especially, we want to still have fun, because it's just by grace. It's just by grace that better people have lost it. So again, it's Beenie Man, Stonebwoy, and other huge continental and international pop acts. And we can only hope that you and Nimua, for instance, you make a date with us, with a family, and we have fun.
All right, thank you so much, Kwame, for joining us this morning. Have a happy holiday and a great weekend, and keep those locks alive. I love them.
Thank you, Nimua.
All right, okay, that's Kwame Rasta. He's part of Benetton's Stonebwoys team. All right, so that's our conversation. As the weeks go by, we will, kind of see how the variant does. We'll see how our numbers do. I'm sure there'll be a few press briefings here and there. And then, we'll see what Christmas will look like. But I think the most important thing for all of us is really just staying safe. And the best way that you can do that is by getting vaccinated. So if you haven't been vaccinated, please, go into your nearest polyclinic or clinic or hospital. Almost all the hospitals are carrying out vaccinations. So it's not, too difficult now to get vaccinated. Get vaccinated. Get your kids who are above 15 years vaccinated as well. And then maybe we can have a really good Christmas, and more importantly, a really good January, because January is always, kind of the point where we see how safe we were during to Christmas in December. Okay, so today's Farmers Day, which is why you're home sleeping. But this year's Farmers Day is being held in Cape Coast, and the theme, planting for food and jobs, consolidating food systems. So we're going to go live to Emma Davies, who is on the grounds at the Farmers Day celebration, so that she lets us know what's happening there. Hello, Emma. Good morning.
Hello, Anymore. Good morning.
Awesome. Okay, so just take it away. What's going on?
Preparations are still underway for the big day. As you can see, people are still around arranging things, and behind me are some items that will be delivered to the winners. And we'll be expecting the Vice President here today, hopefully, and because of that, there are some security personnel all over the place to ensure that the place is sane and there is peace and sanity. And people are still settling in, people are still trooping in, people are still setting up their stalls because it's quite early. But there are people in their African wear to, you know, mark the day and to celebrate gallant Ghanaian farmers. So I'll be speaking with... Hello, sir. Please excuse me, sir. We are on Joy News.
Oh, but you don't inform me, and then you Joy News, then you inform.
We are live. We are live. So I just want to find out from you how you feel about today and what are your expectations today.
Anyway, thank you. Good morning to you all. I'm from Kokwado, Apio Sika, UCC. Nana Kwekweni III, from Ogwa Traditional Council. I'm excited. And what I've come to see at the grounds is beautiful. And once we know the #1 gentleman is coming down, here will be different. As from when the opening, and today is the last day, I hope things will go on well. Thank you.
What do you expect in the agri sector? Are you hopeful that some new changes will be made, some new things will be said?
Really, this is what I hope. This is what I hope. Every day we have a new things coming out, so I know new changes will be coming.
Thank you very much, sir.
One of our queen mothers is also coming. The number Yaba. So she can also.
So you had a traditional ruler from Ogwa in the central region, and he says he expects nothing but the best from government and from the ceremony as well. Things are a bit slow and things would catch up soon. I hope I can bring you more later today. My name is Emma Davis.
All right, thank you so much, Emma, for joining us this morning. And today is Farmers Day, and so there's a lot happening to celebrate our farmers. As the day goes by, we will be bringing you everything that's happening at the event grounds in Cape Coast. Well, guess who we have on the show a little later on? White Money, winner of Big Brother, Niger. He'll be joining us, and we're having a conversation with him. He's releasing some music, so some exciting stuff happening there. We'll have a conversation with him later on. Also, we'll be talking to the presidential hopefuls of Musica. Tomorrow is the debate. But we want to know, what they're bringing to the table and why they should be president of Musica, how they're going to protect, the rights and content of music that's produced here in Ghana. Well, happy Farmers Day to you if you're just waking up. Wow, I'm so jealous. But I'm also so happy that you're getting a day off and you can rest and enjoy the day. I have some good news for you. I'm sure you've heard of 5%, 10%, 15%, maybe 20% discounts, but never 50%. Well, Sethi Realty is offering 50% discount on their dwelling properties. Prices are starting from 210,000 Ghana cedis. It's like the price of a brand new car. Wow, a house. Well, this offer is for a limited time and on selected units. Terms and conditions apply. So if you're looking for a 2 or 3 bedroom home in a gated community, make sure you call Sethi Realty on 055 143 5555 055 143 8888, or visit them online via www.nyamedriagh.com. Also, something that's exciting that's happening, Joy Prime is inviting you to the 5th edition of the Joy Prime Made in Ghana Fair at the Junction Mall, Nungwa Barrier, from the 2nd to the 5th of December, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. So it's happening today until Sunday. Come and witness Ghanaian originality, authenticity, and great culture as we display Ghanaian inventions, locally made clothes, shoes, bags, jewelry, beads, beauty products, Ghanaian music, and many others. Now, this year's fair will be packed with lots of activities and many, many surprises. For further enquiries and information, please contact 055 630 4521 or 024 031 9428. Remember to observe all the COVID-19 protocols when visiting the fair. This event is brought to you by Joy Prime, your ultimate experience, and powered by Hits 103.9 FM. It's sponsored by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, Go for Soya Chunks, including new palm soup base, Ghanaian original taste, Savida Bonre Kente Kente Papa Pafie, Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Grow in Ghana and Go with Ghana, Obolo Soap, Oro and Maram Soaps, and antiseptics from Delta Agro Limited. Media partners Joy FM, Adum FM, Asempa FM, Inshira FM, and Love FM. Okay, so let me do a few birthdays as well. Very happy birthday to you, John Jesse of Societe Generale Ghana. We wish you long life, more happiness and strength. It's from your wife, Vida Jesse, and your children, led by Maluda of Kaswa Iron City. I like that, children led by. It's like a whole army. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. Now let's get into our next conversation. After years of legal battles and tussles, court orders and injunctions, it's finally here. Who takes over from Vice Osei-Kuffour as president of Musica? Well, the die is cast as Musica prepares for the grand presidential elections, and that's happening on the 12th of January 2022. Ahead of that, Joy Entertainment, for the very first time in the history of Ghana showbiz, presents the Musica presidential debate. It's happening tomorrow from 2 p.m. at the Labadi Beach Hotel. Now, these are the big contenders. We have Henry Pesa Simons, Ras Apia Levi, and Deborah Freeman. They slug it out in a no-holds-barred battle for the Musica crown. The maiden Musica presidential debate is a Showbiz A to Z initiative powered by Joy Entertainment and will be live on Joy 99.7 FM, your radio for discerning listeners. Oh, nice. It's okay. So we have Deborah Freeman on Zoom and Rasapia as well. So we'll just have a quick conversation with them ahead of tomorrow's big debate. Hello, good morning and welcome to the AM show.
This is Ras Khaled, Apia Levi.
Hello, Ras Khaled.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Deborah. Good to talk to you both. I'm grateful that you could join us this morning. Let me start with you, Deborah. So the big debate is tomorrow. How are you feeling ahead of it, going against, two men? How are you feeling about that?
I'm happy already, very, very happy, very, very excited, because I know that tomorrow is going to give me the opportunity to let musicians and Ghanaians as a whole know the great thing that I have, to give to musicians in the interest of the union and also in the interest of musicians. And it's all geared towards moving our nation forward. So I'm all excited and I can't wait to see tomorrow's program.
Okay, awesome. Ras, Caleb, what about you? How are you feeling about tomorrow?
I rule eternally, meaning I'm happy because being a father of the union, cleansing it, this is going to give me the opportunity to voice some sentiment that is derailing the union. And so I'm ready.
You're ready?
I'm very ready, yeah.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to give you maybe 2 minutes each. I would love to hear why, you think that you're the best fit for the presidency of Musica. But before you get into that, I'd also love to hear what your biggest concerns are when it comes to the music industry here in Ghana. Let me start with you, Deborah, and then after that we'll go to Russ Caleb for his thoughts on that as well.
Thank you very much, my dear. I'll start with my biggest concerns in the music industry. My biggest concern, the music industry, has to do with disunity. The industry is polarized. We are so disunited to the disadvantage of industry players and the nation as a whole. And it's one of the key things that I propose to do when I'm given the norm as the president of the union, to unite the industry. I mean, to unite the industry players. There are fantastic guys who used to be members of the union, but due to a certain situation, they have all left. And I have proposed to bring all these fantastic guys, men and women, strong men and women, back to the union, and also to unite splinter groupings within the music industry, so that we can have one united, strong, formidable union that promotes the interest of musicians in this country. And why do I think I am the best candidate to be the president of the union? Yes, it's because I know the union inside and out. I have served as, in fact, I've been in Musica for the past 20 years. I have served 2 terms as Central Regional Secretary. I have been a staff at the head office of the union. I have been a personal assistant to past presidents, and I have served as General Secretary for 2 terms. I know the union inside and out. I understand the plight of musicians. I know the challenges of musicians, and I've got solutions to many of the problems that musicians face in this country. I've got a track record, I've got the experience. I have, in my work life, I have seen the world. I have represented musicians and other organizations on many local and international platforms. I have built my capacity. And in a nutshell, I can say that the good Lord has prepared me to lead the musicians union at this crucial moment, to lead the union to the promised land. So I am the best candidate. I'm the best person to lead the union at this time. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you for that, Deborah. Let me go to Russ Caleb now. So Russ, pretty much the same questions. What's your biggest concern when it comes to the music industry? And also, what are you bringing that, you know, the other contestants are not?
There is no policy governing the structures of the industry. So everything is cutted. Everyone is on his or her own. You know, so by so doing, you know, my first take is to engage in government, and also with Parliament, you know, so that they can, you know, certain policies that will govern the royalties and you know, copyrights of the musicians.
Okay.
Now coming to the Musicians Union of Ghana, the musicians are scarce because we have a very weak constitution. As I'm talking to you right now, we're going for elections, but our constitution is not of the best. A lot of things I joined Musica since 1982.
Okay.
Okay, and I've been on global platform when I was playing with Alpha Blondie and the Solar System. And when I came back in 1989, I have been with the union in the lower level, the grassroots level, in so many ways, apart from doing things on my own that supports the music industry. Musica right now, the reason why a lot of people have left the union, lack of transparency, accountability, and so many other things. The present administration, of which the national executives are part of it, you know, like both in this 8 years, a lot of things has happened, and I'm so surprised that the leadership there, including the general secretary and the vice president of the vice president of the union, have nothing to do to fight for it. I have to go to the court of law to straighten things out. Even now, things are not the best, but we are going for elections. I'm not going to pay lip service in certain things. Things are not right. And unless we strengthen our constitution and the way we do things, our musicians will be scattered.
Okay.
They are scattered because things are not done right in the union. And the present National Executive Committee are the cause of these things that is happening to the union.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, we look forward to the full debate tomorrow. It will be airing on Joy 99.7 FM. You can join us for that debate. It's at the Labadi Beach Hotel. It's from 2 p.m. And all three candidates for presidents of Musica will be debating. And you can get to know them better and get to know what they're offering. So thank you so much, Russ Caleb, Apia Levi, and Deborah Freeman for joining us this morning on the AM show. I'd like to say a very big thank you to all of you for tuning in. Very big thank you to my producer, director, camera, lights, action, everybody who's here, Irama, everyone who made today's show possible. A happy Farmers' Day to all of our farmers. We love you. We appreciate your work. Most importantly, we appreciate the food. So, of course, it's a very important day. Stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. My name is Enimoa Enimado. We'll do this again on Monday morning.